took two of them to lead him round.
He's big
today.
and strong,
He's
isn't
a
he?
big, strong 4-year-old, and certainly I'd love to have him in my yard and just find out how good he is today. I thought he ran a little bit green, I say at Haydock last time. I think there's more improvement in this horse, but we see the ground's a bit faster today. Good flat, sharp track might be against him.
Number 10, Sanctuaire, won the Fred Winter at the Cheltenham Festival. His coat looked magnificent in the paddock.
Yeah, it looks well and of course fit like all of Paul's do, and this horse will, I'd imagine, take a lot of beating again.
We saw Big Bucks win the first race, having won at the Cheltenham Festival. Of course, he had a very easy race at Cheltenham. This horse looked, by the way he travelled at the festival, that he also had an easy race, but probably had to work a bit harder than Big Bucks.
Travelled very well, but it's, as we say, a different matter altogether around this tight track. It'll certainly suit Barizan, the horse that was second in the Triumph.
Okay.
This is a front runner's track race. You have to remember that at Aintree.
Well, let's talk about number 11, Super Kenny, a horse who has only had the one run over hurdles, was quite highly regarded on the flat in France, and then this horse actually bolted up at Stratford on debut over hurdles.
Yeah, won very well. It wasn't perhaps the best of races at Stratford, and they didn't go that quick. He's not the scopiest of horses I've seen of Nicky Anderson's horses, but he did it well enough that day. And again, like Movoisi, we'll just find out how good he is today.
And Claire's got the trainer.
Yeah, there are going to be plenty of people interested to see how good he is, Super Kenny. A share in him bought by Gabby Logan for her husband Kenny Logan, so they'll both be watching with interest, and his trainer Nicky Anderson alongside me. You must think a fair bit of him.
Well, we did. We had a very interrupted winter. I could never sort of just get things going quite right. Probably quite a good way for him to say, wait. We only got out in what didn't look at the most exciting race in the world at Stratford, but the way he did that day, you'd have to be reasonably impressed, and if he was going to do anything, then he had to come on here. But it's a very big step up in class.
And he's not over big, but he looks athletic.
He's very athletic. I think he likes good ground, and I mean, as I say, we had Nichols all winter. Every time I put his name in the paper with an entry, he seemed to find a very good reason to go. Something went wrong, and we couldn't run, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that, and we missed sort of engagements all the way through.
The good thing, I suppose, about having an international sportsman as part of or former international sportsman as part of the syndicate who own him is at least Kenny Logan would have understood injuries and things having to be missed. It never is straightforward.
We certainly had that, but I mean, nothing serious. And I mean, he's a really bonny horse. I mean, he has got a lot of class. He's not over big, but he's very athletic, and good ground undoubtedly helps.
Well, listen, they're not long till they're off. Good luck with you.
Let's check runners and riders for this Matalan anniversary 4-year-old hurdle. 1 is Al Kadaf, Jason McGuire. 2, Barizan, AP McCoy. 3 is Double Handful, Aidan Coleman. Number 4, D. Russell, is Richard Johnson. 5 is Movoisi, Daryl Jacobs. 6, Nafath, is Dennis O'Regan. 7, Notice de la Tour, Tom Scudamore. 8, Alofi, the mount of Paddy Brennan. 9 is Orsippus, Davy Condon. Number 10, Sanctuaire, Ruby Walsh, and 11, Super Kenny, is Barry Geraghty.
So your favourite for the anniversary hurdle is Sanctuaire at 13-8. It's 5-1 for Barizan, 6-1 for Movoisi, 7-1 Notice de la Tour. It's also 7-1 on the drift Super Kenny, 12-1 for Nafath, and 25-1 bar those. What's happening, Gary?
All the money for the favourite Johnny Officers are trying to shorten up the price, Sanctuaire. They can't. The bookies want to lay it.
And of course Victor Chandler's laid one, haven't he?
8,000 a favourite at 7 of all. They can't shorten it, John.
So runners coming in very quickly now for this 4-year-old hurdle.
There we go.
That's Barizan, that tearaway leader down at Cheltenham last time.
I'll tell you when.
AP McCoy in the saddle. Visored, Barizan.
All okay?
That's it.
Come on.
Coming in, they're set and they're off and running. Setting off here on this 2 miles, half a furlong trip. And Barizan out in front on settling down from Nafath. And just up on the inside, Movoisi is there, just preceded by Double Handful out deeper on the track. They're followed by Notice de la Tour, and then on the inside, Orsippus, yellow cap with the disc on the back. Further back then in the centre is D. Russell in the pink jacket, being tracked by Super Kenny in the early stages. They're followed out the back by Sanctuaire as they come to the first of 9. Barizan, a lot more restrained, and there's one gone at the first here, and the faller is double handful. Aidan Coleman has taken a tumble at the first. Heading up now towards the second. Barizan on the far side, draws towards it, jumps it well, measured it in good style from Nafath, who's in second. Super Kenny up in third in the centre, and further back then were Voici on the inside, orange jacket, followed by Notice de la Tour, who's out deeper on the track. The riderless horse is continuing, and ambulance attendants just looking at Aidan Coleman down on the floor as they head up the home straight now with a circuit to go. The inside is Barizan showing the way from in second place Nafath, followed then by Voici, and then Notice de la Tour, then Super Kenny and Orsippus the inside. Sanctuaire is next in the field. D. Russell is out deeper. They're followed next then by Alofi, who's on the inner, and Al Kadaf is last of those remaining, last of the 10, and the riderless double handful scouting out wide towards the rear as they head into the back now. They've got 6 flights left to take. And the leader on the inside is Barizan, who's a lot more settled today and not tearing away at all. He's comfortably, though, from Nafath as they come over the fourth. Voici is in a perfect position and travelling very, very stylishly for Daryl Jacob. Further back, Notice de la Tour, the outside. Super Kenny, the centre, or Orsippus, the inside. Sanctuaire biding his time behind them from D. Russell. Further back, Alofi, as they come now towards the fifth, and Al Kadaf giving them a long start over the fifth, and the riderless horse jumping it some 20 lengths behind the main body of the field. Down the back, and it's Barizan the leader. There's Sanctuaire in that red jacket, Ruby Walsh biding his time there as they come to the sixth, and the leader over at Barizan did it quite well as they prepare to leave the back now. It looks like they're going to miss 3 out. Ambulance attendants still with Aidan Coleman as Barizan leads them out of the back here. From on the outside in second is Nafath, 2 away Voici, followed then by Notice de la Tour, who's not that far away and coming into the picture. Sanctuaire is cruising in behind them, followed by Super Kenny the inside. They're next followed then in the centre by Alofi, Orsippus hard ridden, El Kadaf out the back, and D. Russell's dropped away. Swinging into the home straight now, and they'll swing past this 3 out, and McCoy has quickened the pace here on Barizan. The checkered flag, they're waving them around 3 out, so 2 left to jump, and Barizan the leader as they race now towards the second last, leads by 4 lengths. Sanctuaire cruising in second. Ruby is biding his time, followed by Notice de la Tour, then Voici. 2 out now. Barizan ran the jump down, went to his left. Coming into it though is Sanctuaire. They're nicely clear then of Notice de la Tour, and on the far side Orsippus. 1 left to jump though, and it's Sanctuaire, draws level with Barizan, touches down a narrow leader, followed then by Orsippus behind them. They've got 100 yards left to go. Anybody's race here. Barizan is fighting off Sanctuaire, but on the far side, Orsippus is putting in the giant strides, takes it up and careers away. Orsippus, Davy Condon goes on to cause an upset. From Barizan in second, and third Sanctuaire, followed then by Alofi and then Al Kadaf. Further back, Voici, and they were followed then by Nafath, who's well back. So too Notice de la Tour, and Super Kenny has run a shocker. He was second last, and last is D. Russell.